Excellent. All right. Good morning to the few of you here in our current sanctuary of Metro East Unitarian Universalist Church congregation, and greetings to those who are watching from the safety of your own home. This is a welcoming community, and we are so glad that you are here or there. My name is Amy Riedessel. My pronouns are she and her, and I'm happy to see you all here today. November 30th happens to be both National Mason Jar Day and National Personal Space Day, so please exchange your home canned items at arm's length. And again, extra points for those of you watching at home. Our hymns today will be in the gray and the teal hymn books, and we welcome everyone to this home of comfort, spirit, justice, and hope. We are Unitarian Universalists. An important ritual in the Unitarian Universalist faith is the lighting of our chalice. Unitarian Universalists have many different interpretations of the flaming chalice, including the light of reason, the warmth of community, and the flame of hope. If you are watching elsewhere and have a chalice or candle, please light it now as we all join in saying the words projected on the screen. Today's lighting is from David Breeden. In this holiday season,
may we find the patience to forgive ourselves,
to forgive us who cannot do as we wish. May we find patience, may we find the wisdom to let be.
Today, I ask that we all take a moment to close our eyes and meditate on these words by Nathan C. Walker. Breathing in, I am aware of my pain. Breathing out, I am aware that I am not in pain. Breathing in, I am aware of my past. Breathing out, I am aware that I am not my past. Breathing in, I am aware of my anger. Breathing out, I am aware that I am not my anger. Breathing in, I am aware of my despair. Breathing out, I am aware that I am not my despair. Breathing in, I am aware of peace. Breathing out, I am aware that I am worthy of peace. Breathing in, I am aware of love. Breathing out, I am aware that I am worthy of love. Breathing in, I am aware of joy. Breathing out, I am aware that I am an agent of joy. Breathing in, I am aware of hope. Breathing out, I am aware that I am an agent of hope. Breathing in, I am aware. When you are ready and open, come back into our room. I now invite you all to take a moment and greet someone maybe you don't know as well this morning, make a new connection with someone you can get to know later on coffee hour. If you need to grab a donation for later or donation envelope for later, you can do that. Then we're going to go into our first hymn, the meditation on breathing. It's going to be number 1009 in the Teal hymnal.
Do you have time to say hi?
I sit here, over the way.
It's really short. We're just going to do this part. The whole hymn has 3 different parts, but we're just going to sing this part today.
Is this the hymn for the month?
Huh? It's not around.
It is the hymn for the month.
Different
Yes.
parts
It is the hymn for the month, okay.
But we'll just, all right.
UU values. It's tradition here at the Metro East UU congregation to place each service within a larger value that we as Unitarian Universalists hold dear. This week, we lift up the values of transformation and love.
And not falling on the steps. Some people with depression don't stay in bed. They get up, they show up, and they break inside quietly. Productivity isn't proof of peace. Be kind. You never know what someone's carrying. This is from George the station cat, who is in fact a cat at a train station in the UK.
George is very wise.
He is, and he's orange, so you know he's awesome.
Oh,
Yeah. As part of our weekly worship service, we take the time to acknowledge things that bring us comfort, such as George the station cat, as well as things that bring us concern. For us, home means a place where we can share the things that weigh us down and fill us with joy, and where those we love surround us in good times and in turmoil. If you would like to recognize a joy, sorrow, or milestone, you can come forward and place a stone, or several, in the water bowl. I invite you now to come forward and place it in the water, down the aisle on my left, across, and back to your seats. If you are unable to navigate this for any reason, just raise a hand and someone will place a stone for you, because in this place, we bear one another's burdens and share one another's cares. Let us be in a spirit of prayer and meditation. We now invite our children, and really anyone who wants to come up, because there's not very many of us, to our Time for All Ages. We'll be sitting over here. Today's theme is depression, and after Jamie is done reading, we'll sing our kids out. Today's book is A Voice in the Storm by Carl James Mountford.
All right. Okay, of course, I'm sitting by the speaker, which is not a great place. All right. I think I'm in here.
Filter.
There. There. Something better. I can do the reading. Let's see. A Voice in the Storm. The air had been heavy all day. I think a storm is on the way, Rat, Jackdaw says. I can feel it in my feathers. Rat responded with a great sigh. She had been sighing a lot lately, as if she were somewhere far away. Perhaps somewhere sad, Jackdaw worried. Rat, said Jackdaw, if you ever want to talk, I'll listen. Rat took a deep breath as if she were finally going to say what had been troubling her. But her words fizzled out. Instead, she simply replied, Jackdaw, I'm fine. I think I need some air. Wait, the storm, Jackdaw called after her, but Rat had already left. It was a relief to be on her own, even if the humidity was stifling as the rain began to fall. Rat's feet itched to move. Running helped. There was no time for talking or thinking when running. Rat ran and ran and ran until she found herself knocked back by a spiky rock. It was, in fact, her friend Hedgehog. Rat's expression must have given her feelings away, as Hedgehog shared a kind but concerned smile. Is everything okay? You seem a little sad. I'm fine, said Rat, but her voice was high and shaky. I mean, I've just got to go. And Rat's feet lifted her up and carried her away deeper into the belly of the storm. The storm was growing wild and untamed, the lightning and thunder overwhelming. Rat froze in fear and curled up into a ball. She was too scared to move even a whisker. Then somewhere in the raging storm, a soothing hypnotic voice hissed to her. Little rat, that is not a safe place to shelter. Climb into my mouth. I'll keep you safe from the storm. Weary and confused, Rat thought about stepping forward the snake's open jaws. Suddenly, the storm let out the loudest crack. Startled, Rat took off even faster than she had before. Why did I almost do that? She thought. The thought scared her. Rat could hardly see through all the rain, but she ran and ran into the raging storm. She didn't notice the very large and hairy boulder in her path. Until, thump! It was no boulder, but a great big bear. Oh dear, Rat whispered. I'm no deer, Bear mused. Please don't eat me, Rat said. I'm too tired to run any more. Bear gave Rat a long and thoughtful look. How strange we are when we are lost. I don't know about you, but I think we could find some shelter. This is as good a spot as any to wait out the storm, remarked Bear. It needs time to free its voice. But storms are just noise. They don't have a voice, said Rat, confused. Aren't all voices just noise until someone listens? Bear quipped. Rat tried listening to the storm above. It was just noise until it wasn't. The storm screamed with loneliness, sang loudly of sadness, and seemed to sigh in between. It reminded Rat of how she felt. Rat, Bear said, do you want to talk? No, maybe. I'm not sure how to start. Rat's voice cracked. Just make a noise, Bear said before roaring into the storm above. You try. Be a voice in the storm, Bear smiled. Rat felt silly at first, but the two animals growled and roared into the storm above, joining its chorus. Strangely enough, it really helped. And when the moment came, Rat took a deep breath and spoke. This storm above us is like how I've been feeling lately, Bear, as though I've got my very own storm inside. Some days I'm so tired that all I can do is sleep. I care about everything, all at once, and yet I don't feel anything at the same time. If I could just get the storm inside me to be quiet for a little while, I might remember how not to feel like this anymore. It's not easy carrying a storm inside, Bear said. Even more so when you keep it all to yourself. Look, the storm seems to be getting quieter now. Climb onto my back and I'll help you home. No, it's okay. You've been so nice to me already. I don't want to burden you with me anymore, Rat said sadly. Little Rat, asking for help takes a lot of courage, but letting someone help, well, that takes worlds of the stuff, said Bear. Rat's felt tears escape from her eyes. Crying is a wonderful way to soothe ourselves when we've been dealing with something too big, too much, or for too long, said Bear. Bear walked slowly and steadily the whole way home. Rat fell asleep in the bear's coat of fur. It was the first time she had truly rested. I think we're here, Little Rat, announced the bear. Rat perked up and stood still. Little Rat, what's holding you back? I haven't been a good friend lately. It's hard to find the right words to tell Jackdaw how I'm feeling. I worry they will fall out all at once and make no sense. Then let them, Bear replied. Those who care will always want to listen. Bear gently nudged Rat forward. Rat looked back. Bear knew the expression on Rat's face. If I wait right here, it'll help, Bear said reassuringly. It really does, said Rat. Rat took a deep, calming, brave breath. Jackdaw, can we talk?
Our next hymn is in the Gray Hymnal, or on the wall, 168, One More Step.
I love being a part of the Unitarian Universalist community. UU came to me and my family in 2006 when my Sharona and I walked into the first U in Alton, Illinois. It was love at first sight and has become an important part of my life, one that is woven through me over the last almost 20 years. One of the things that I hold most sacred about this UU chosen path are the relationships that I've created. I have formed and created here, and they are more important to me than all the things that I have gathered here. I would say close to half of my core group of people I call family I have met through this church. People who I've been in the pews with, learned and unlearned with, found sacred in the simplicity. We've danced together, we've celebrated together, we've mourned together. I got married and buried the same person in our church. Some of you holding me in beloved community in both of those spaces. I had my children blessed and blessed other children in our church. I learned about myself and my capabilities. Being a UU has been a lifeline in my healing and my ability to find joy and meaning. My friend-based relationships and my spiritual journey, my mindful exercises about deeper meaning on many Sundays for almost 20 years has greatly enriched my life. I was raised a Catholic and I loved being Catholic. I went to Catholic school primarily until the 8th grade. I loved the ritual and I loved the community. I loved the prayers and the statues, and I'm really still a big fan of the saints. I love the nuns, and like many other lesbians that I have known in my life, or in my case, a lesbian alumni, I desired to be part of that sisterhood. I saw them work so well together in community, mindful with prayer, the meditation, the rosary, all of part of ritual and worship, the intention of living with other women with minimal excess and lots of room and capacity to be of service to other humans. Yes, please, sign me up. Oh, wait, celibacy? Maybe not. But I truly love it, and I do have a real soft spot in my heart for nuns and the sisterhood, and I have reworked and reclaimed for myself some of the aspects of that religious practice, of that religious order, into my own life, into my own practice. Because something that Unitarian Universalism has taught me is that I can take what is meaningful to me and leave the rest. I have learned and practiced my spiritual home of being UU to take what I need, especially from beloved community. I remember as a child that I was really charmed by the Footprints poem. It's one of my favorites. One of my favorite sisters, Sister Gloria Marie, gave me a laminated copy of the Footprints poem when I decided not to be confirmed as an official Catholic. She said to me, God is going to carry you through this transition, and I know you'll find your way back. Well, maybe I didn't. Let me remind you of the poem. It goes like this. One night I dreamed I was walking along the beach with the Lord. Many scenes from my life flashed across the sky. In each scene, I noticed footprints in the sand. Sometimes there were 2 sets of footprints. Other time there was 1 set of footprints. This bothered me because I noticed that during the low periods of my life, when I was suffering from anguish or sorrow or defeat, I could see only 1 set of footprints. So I said to the Lord, you promised me, Lord, that if I followed you, you would walk with me always. But I've noticed that during my most trying periods of my life, there were only 1 set of footprints in the sand. Why? When I needed you the most, were you not here for me? And the Lord replied, the times when you only see 1 set of footprints in the sand is when I carried you. That's by Mary Stevenson. So the idea of my then Lord, carrying me in my hardest times in my life really resonated with the little me. I wanted to be a nun so bad, and I wanted that patriarchal entity holding me and carrying me. Please tell me what to do. Please provide me the comfort. But then when my spiritual past centered God and Jesus, the patriarchal savior in my life, this poem really resonated. The idea of my spiritual sky daddy holding me and carrying me through the tough times, yes, please. Let me give it over. But as I evolved, my ideas evolved. My political ideas evolved. My queerness became the center of how I engaged the world. And this poem, this idea of patriarchy, Sky Dad, just didn't really hit like it used to. And I needed to expand my idea of spiritual meaning and connection in order to save my life and to feel connected to other human beings. I found that in this community. I found that with other seekers and other individualists. So I want to co-opt this footprint poem for today and make it a little UU. One night, a non-binary trans femme had a dream. They were walking across the beach with their bestie. Scenes started flashing across the sky, and each scene they noticed that footprints were in the sand. Sometimes there were 1 set of footprints, 2 for a brief period of time, a throuple for a minute, and a few full, almost overwhelming amounts of footprints in the sand. It was like a village. This made their non-binary trans femme heart really happy with joy because it showed that during their lowest times in their life, when they were most suffering, they experienced grief and loss, or a bad breakup, or a crappy job, or profound dark sadness, they were surrounded by footprints. The trans non-binary femme said to their bestie, "You promised me those years ago if I practiced mindfulness and lived intentionally with gratitude and fed into my community, when my time of need was at hand, I would get what I needed." The bestie replies, "You reap the community, the seeds that you sow. The community shows up for you as you show up for them." So that's my new version of the poem for the footprints. The flexibility and creativity of our community brings to the spiritual table lends me a sense of freedom in my exploration in what is holy and what is sacred. As much of the joy of ritual and doctrine and dogma filled me as a young person, the exploration and willingness to be moved by the profound and the mundane as an adult fills me where I once needed to be spoon-fed. I find a lot of meaning finding my own spiritual path a la carte. A large part of my healing practice and journey from the darkness of depression has been mindfulness. For me, mindfulness shows up every morning when I walk my lovely dog, Darlene. I look around and as much as I can absorb with my eyes, taking pictures of what is around me, breathing in the fresh air, feeling the ground crunch under my feet, hearing the rattle tap of Darlene's little toenails. Mindfulness shows up when I brush my teeth every day, remembering when I was really suffering in the darkness and despair, brushing my teeth felt like an insurmountable chore. And now it feels like self-care. Mindfulness shows up when I take a shower every day and clean my lovely body and tell this beast that has carried me around how appreciative I am, that it has worked so hard in bearing with me through my own bodily abuse and issues. Mindfulness shows up for me every night when my version of prayer with a streaming gratitude flows out of my heart and into the universe from my pillow. Intentional living has shown up for me in a variety of ways, from doing my best to interrupt patterns that no longer suit me to breaking up with my online persona. I walked away from the online parallel life, the pictures and the narrative, mostly out of profound grief and a sense of betrayal and feeling unsafe, but also because I needed to reclaim my own life. I had given myself the gift of quitting smoking, and I felt like the online life was probably the next thing, and it was just as hard, but it's been worth it just as much. Mindfulness and the attitude of gratitude and intentional living and choosing who and what I expose my heart to has helped me build up and build back in and break into the most important part of the Trinity that has saved my mental health. The most important key to this for me has been community. Beloved community, the center of my healing, the center of my spiritual practice, the center of my humanity. When my world imploded in the most grand way to date, my friends gathered around me in droves. Remember in the Reclaimed Footprints poem, when they look back at the terrain surrounding their loss and they see those footprints? When my mother and Sharona died, I see hundreds of footprints, maybe more. It was like a mob of love moved in under me. It was as I stage dive into grief, and my beloved community picked me up above their heads and held me in the dark and carried me and my family from the people from the people that were feeding me, giving us financial support, telling me good night and good morning every day for a year, sitting with me on the couch, to most importantly, showing up and holding space over and over again until I could feel it. My community showed up over and over again until I could feel it, until I could accept it, and then continued until I could walk on my own. And now I'm filled with so much community that I'm able to give it back. So they said in Footprints too that they're bestie. If you get it out and invest in your community, they will show up for you. If you're consistent and vulnerable, you will be rewarded. You will reap what you sow. I have found that to be profoundly true. You find your people, you sit with them, you feed them with your words, your act of kindness, your loving honesty. And when it's your time to be carried out in the dark, they will be there for you. They will remain with you. They will keep walking towards the light. They will encourage you from the darkness. For me, it started here in Beloved Community, on the pews month after month, year after year. My life is so much better having walked with the Unitarian Universalist congregation and community. My life is so much better for having reached in to people and practiced mindfulness and practiced intentional living. I attribute a lot of my healing to showing up here and taking care of my spiritual growth. It has been a true blessing to be in community with all of you, and I continue to hope so. Blessed be. Our final hymn is the Teal hymnal, Blue Boat Home.
As we pass around the offering basket, which I'm going to make say again. I offer a gentle reminder that our community of faith is supported only by our generosity. However, I'm going to skip this, we have no newbies here. If you donate cash towards your yearly pledge, remember to place it inside a labeled envelope so we are able to count it accurately. Support is more than just financial donations, but it is also about donating your time and talents. If you are unable to give money, please help our congregation and survive and thrive by helping to set up and break down before and after services, volunteer as a worship associate, join the choir, or serve on other committees. Please donate as you can and are able, for all types of support are needed for us to prosper. Please join me in the offering prayer. May this offering equip us to inspire love and seek justice. Announcements. Next week's speaker is Beth McMahon. We need to break down everything today. Next week, help setting up the sanctuary would be appreciated. If you can, please arrive between 8:45 and 9 o'clock to help. The Masons have not updated their December calendar yet, so we don't know what's happening for the rest of December. We will know as soon as we can. It's a mystery. We are asking for support, probably next slide. Yes, we are asking for support of the Oasis Women's Shelter by donating money for gift cards for their clients. And we also need volunteers for the foreseeable future to clean the building after services. That involves sweeping, cleaning the bathrooms. You can talk to Robin if you are interested. I invite you now to join me in reciting a prayer as I extinguish the chalice.
We're not doing that anymore.
The chalice is now extinguished.
But it lives in the minds and hearts and souls of each one of you.
Carry the flame with you as you leave this place, and share it with those you know, with those you love, and most especially with those you have yet to meet. And our final words from Sayre.
Under the present brutal and primitive conditions on this planet, every person you meet should be regarded as one of the walking wounded. We have never seen a person not slightly deranged by either anxiety or grief. We have never seen a totally sane human being. Robert Anton Wilson.